A very good afternoon to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is 18 May 2025, Sunday class. So as usual, we will be continuing our sharing with this book, the Heart Sutra, second edition, as compiled and written by me. Okay. We will, as usual, have our physical puja. Let us, we will have our puja chanting. Let us now compose our mind, develop the saddha, virya, then mindfully we shall commence the puja chanting. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛，南无药师佛。南无药师佛，南无药师佛，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨。อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวะพุทธังภะคะวันตังอะภิวาเทมิสวากขาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมมัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิพุทธังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิปานาติปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิอาดินาดานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิกาเมสุมิจฉาจาระเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิมุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิสุราเมรยามัจจาปมาทฏฐานะเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิสาธุสาธุสาธุ Okay, let us pay respect to Puja. Buddhang Pujayami. Dhammang Pujayami. Sanghang Pujayami. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in the entirety, let the deities and devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakawalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhamma Sawanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Sawanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Sawanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Peso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijja Charana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipasiko Opanayiko Pajatang Veditadbo Vinohiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Saukasangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Saukasangho Nyaya Patipanno Bhagavato Saukasangho Samiti Patipanno Bhagavato Saukasangho Yadidang Chatari Purisa Yukani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Saukasangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakkeneyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttarang Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you all can be seated. Then we shall now commence our Heart Sutra sharing. We are at page 123 of our Heart Sutra, second edition, chapter or lesson 23. So the title of today's topic is very good. The five aggregates of form and mind, linking it to understanding, meditation, and sati or mindfulness. So I will now read to you. Within the five aggregates of form and mind, form is much grosser and has perceptible characteristics. Hence, it is quite easy to see and understand. Just like all physical form that we can come to perceive through our senses, within our field of consciousness. Within seeing consciousness, we have all the various materialistic or physical form in the form of color, shape and form that we can perceive. Like in here, our class sharing, You can perceive my voice, the Buddha Rupa, or the great beings images, my physical form, and all the physical form that you can perceive through your, especially seeing consciousness, my house, all of the things that is within this house, the whiteboard, the microphone, the seat, the cushion, the flooring, even the fan. Then you can also perceive the vibration of the aircon, the fan, and nature's vibration. All these are perceptible form. So it's more gross, perceivable, and sometimes you can sense it through your tactile feel. You can knock on it. It's like very solid, more perceptible, more gross. Whereas the mind that perceives this is just a consciousness. It is like less gross, hardly perceivable, where it's a mental image. It's just the consciousness that manifests upon contact of mind with the sense bases and the sense data. Then, like the Buddha's famous teaching, he said, at the moment of consciousness, there is only the mental consciousness that manifests. Initially, that is true. That's why he always used the analogy, in the seeing, there's only the seeing consciousness. No one to see. It's just that conscious moment that manifests within that seeing. So when you have the direct seeing, you can understand what the Buddha meant very clearly. There is just that consciousness. But the moment you input the content of consciousness, the egoic mind went in, then it conditioned the egoic thought process. Then you cling and attach, believing that there is a person that see, therefore I see. Therefore that thing become like related to you. So there is a saying, because you see, then that thing that you see become a reality. So all these are delusions, sakkayaditthi. If you cannot have the direct seeing to awaken to it, you will be deluded by it. That's why there is a saying, because you believe you see, I see, therefore I am. Then the entity, the ego, the personality manifests. Then that one cling, grabs, give meaning, and want to own, want to possess, or reject it if it's something not favorable. That's why your like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant sense experience, the duality, is spring forth from them. And if you understand through direct mindfulness, awareness, then you will come to understand the famous saying by the Buddha. Why the Buddha say, mind is the forerunner of all things, mind is chief. When mind arises, all things arise. Because when you have the mindfulness stable, it is capable of seeing things as they are, the direct seeing. Then you can see clearly how the mundane mind manifests the creation, the creative process of mind. It's just like we open our eye, the whole field of vision, daylight arises already created. And to us, is, especially those without the Dhamma understanding, it's like very real, where everything that is perceivable by your senses, to you is real. That's why they exist. And you can even give them name and all these things, label them, idea, concept. And this is how the world arises. This is how you know the world. This is how you interact with the world, through your senses. Without your senses, you are nothing. You are nobody. Yeah. Without consciousness, you also does not exist. That's why we are a conscious being, capable of being able to become conscious of what we see through our eyes, conscious of what we hear through our hearing, conscious of what we smell or sense through our nostril, then conscious of what we taste through our tongue, then conscious of what we tactilely feel and perceive through our bodily tactile, the surface. Then we can also become conscious of our thought process, our thinking, the aggregates of mind manifesting from that thought process. That thought is basically the second aspect of our 5 aggregates of form and mind, which is Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, and Vijnana. And in this case, because it is the thought, the form is the external form that manifests through our perception aggregate. The aggregate of perception, Sanya, is the one that allows us to bring the external form into mind. So the 4 basic aggregates of mind, which is the content of consciousness: feeling, perception, mental activity, mental states, mental emotion, etc., and mental consciousness. Together these 4, the perception created the mental form. So the external mental form that we perceive through our senses enters the mind and becomes the 5 aggregates. So in that sense, this is the second aspect of the 5 aggregates of form and mind. That's why Sanya and Vedana, they are very important aggregates of mind which the Buddha actually separate out. Otherwise, he only need to use one word, Sankhara. And as we all know, in Abhidhamma, the Theravada tradition, they also describe Sankhara as 52. There are 52 mind states, or Sankhara mind states. So these 52 include feeling and perception. Before feeling and perception, it's only 50. That's why basically Vedana, Sanya, and Sankhara, they form the 52 mind states which we call Sankhara. That's why in the Buddha's famous stanza on the 3 universal characteristics, he always used the word Sabbe Sankhara Anicca, Sabbe Sankhara Dukkha, and Sabbe Dhamma Anatta. He used it in such a way that it includes feeling and perception, which is Vedana and Sanya. So this aspect of the teaching, you need to understand. Okay, we go back to the notes. So now I read again, maybe you can understand. Within the 5 aggregates of form and mind, form is much more grosser and has perceptible characteristics. Hence it is quite easy to see form and understand form. But when it comes to mental aggregates, like our feeling, our perception, our activity of mind, which includes our thinking, all our mental states, mental formation, and mental intention, etc. And finally, consciousness. They are formless. Hence, they are much more subtle and more difficult to see and perceive unless you have sati or mindfulness. So most people do meditation without a true understanding of what meditation is as taught by the Buddha and its true purpose and intent. Hence their main activities are centered on developing the so-called good meditation, such as calmness and tranquility of mind, via concentration and focusing of the mind using the thought process. That's why it will lead to thought-based meditation. Such calmness and tranquility or stillness are usually taken as good meditative mind states, which they will cling on to as a sign of good meditation and progress, forgetting that it is only wisdom that frees and liberates the mind. So whatever experience, if it does not lead to wisdom, it is of not much use. It's only a conditioned state. So the calmness and tranquility are good conditioned states, but they only arise as byproduct of meditation, and it should not be clung onto or grasped onto. Instead, they should make use of it to develop the wisdom or insight needed for enlightenment, via sati, to see things as they are, without any concept, words, ideas or thoughts. Without sati or mindfulness, you cannot see things as they are. To understand what is going on in life within the moment, because man can only do one thing at a time. Either you are completely silent without thought and fully aware of the moment, fully aware of what is going on in life, that movement. Even though the present moment is so transient, but that movement within the present moment, that transient manifestation, is the only reality in life and is the highest in life. And without sati, you cannot see them. You will label them and you will create thought process after it arises. That's why meditation is not what people think. It's not a concept, it's not an idea. The meditation as taught by the Buddha is very different, very profound. But when you understand, it's very simple, very straightforward and very clear. So what you need to understand is, without sati, which is your true mind, you cannot really see things as they are, where your mind will grasp, cling through perception, through memory, through views, opinion, conditioning and belief system, or whatever accumulated phobia, insecurity, and also all the negative psychological memory that one's carry. So all this is the one that deludedly condition living being into negativity of mind state. That's how the three evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion manifest, and how they make you evil, and how from that three evil roots it actually conditions your mind to react to sense experience, thereby triggering of the mind, the five mental hindrance of mind that will hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness and inner awareness. And because of that, you cannot see, you cannot understand. We almost all the time living beings are lost in thought. They cannot be completely silent without thought. They cannot be aware within the moment. When you are lost in thought, it means you are preoccupied with what you are thinking, with your emotion, with your stirring of mind, reaction to sense experience. So when you are lost in thought and preoccupied with all this emotion and thinking, fear, worry, anxiety, how can you have the clarity to be in a position to aware of what is going on in life, to see things as they are? That reality you completely cannot see. That's why you can't see things as they are. You are lost in thought. You are actually distracted. You are in the thinking, the world of delusion, heedlessly thinking. That's why my teacher Ajahn, he said, normal people who are Puthujjana, non-enlightened beings, they think a lot. Now, you don't believe, you go and check. You have not trained yourself in sati, mindful. Your thinking is non-stop. And you cannot stop that thinking. Well, that is the stream of consciousness that you have habitually created through your habitual tendency or wrong view. That's why the first two links of dependent origination that define clearly the 12 links, how your mind state or mind function is avijja paccaya sankara. The Buddha said, dependent on ignorant avijja, you create sankara activity and thinking. And what is thinking? Thinking means you go to your memory to create the thought. Because thought is response to memory. Your views, your opinion, your concept of thing, your ideology. Everything that you accumulate within your brain, which is basically knowledge without wisdom, and all the psychological memory that is capable of manifesting the wrong thought, the negativity of thought. And what are wrong thoughts we have gone through? Thought that condition one's fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation, delusion, selfishness, emotional negativity, and even fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, and lamentation. So all this, the moment they arise, it shows that you have wrong thought. That's why I give you a very important understanding pointer. Whenever you are not happy, not peaceful, the wrong thought is there. Yeah. So it's more important to be aware that you are being deludedly conditioned and engulfed by the wrong thought. So always remember, whenever you are not peaceful and unhappy, the evil roots are there, the wrong thoughts are there. You are not living life. You are not following the Buddha's teaching to develop Noble Eightfold Path qualities, to understand life, to overcome all of life's situations or problems. That's why under the Fourth Noble Truth, the solution to suffering, to life is, like the Buddha said, you cultivate these Noble Eightfold Path qualities, it will lead to the end of all suffering. That's why in the Parinibbana Sutta, the Buddha said, as long as the world has this Noble Eightfold Path, the world will not be empty of enlightened beings or Aryas. And this is very, very clear. Yeah. So the meditation as taught by the Buddha is basically to train yourself to develop the wisdom, thereby having the embodiment of this Noble Eightfold Path, to understand life and to live life in accordance with that right understanding as manifested in the Noble Eightfold Path. The first path factor also right view or right understanding, samadhi. Yeah. And basically is to understand the three spiritual laws. Karma niyama means the law of karma. Chitta niyama, the law of mind. And Dhamma niyama, the law of truth, or the essential Dhamma as taught by the Buddha. Okay, we go back to the notes. So now, hopefully by now, you can develop the understanding of the importance of sati or mindfulness, because without sati or mindfulness, you cannot see things as they are to understand what is going on in life. Within the moment, there is no clarity. So use the sati or silent mind before the knowing to meditate and awaken to the three universal characteristics of nature, which is anicca, dukkha, and anatta, and to develop the insight knowledges needed to free the mind. So as defined by me, sati is the silent mind without thought. Means sati is the awareness before the knowing. And that mind is your true mind. If you can stabilize that, you will understand that you have two minds. One is the primordial mind, which is your true mind, silent, without thought. But from there, all thinking or thought process or mind state arise. And that is your second aspect of your mind, the mundane mind, the thinking mind. And that one is dependent originating, following the paticca samuppada, or what we call the dwelling teaching as taught by the Buddha. And you can see very clearly when you are mindful anyway. So use that sati or silent mind before the knowing to meditate and to awaken or insight into the three universal characteristics of nature, which is anicca, dukkha, and anatta. And anicca is impermanence. Dukkha is suffering state. Anatta is non-self or not a permanent unchanging entity, empty nature of existence. So with that, you can awaken and liberate your mind. That's why I say you can develop the insight knowledges needed to liberate or free your mind. Then I say see clearly. Because this universal characteristic, they exist within all phenomena. It's called a universal characteristic. Every phenomena exhibits the universal characteristic. That's why I say see it clearly. That all phenomena are nature's condition, are naturally condition arising upon contact of mind with their respective sense bases and sense data. Also see how upon contact of mind, consciousness and the sense data, within the consciousness, the seven universal mental concomitant comes to be. It's automatic. Immediately it arises. And how through ignorance, contact condition craving, leading to all the grasping and clinging, etc., that causes one suffering, when wisdom or yoniso manasikara, which is wisdom at the moment of sense experience, or at the moment of attention, is not there to prevent the stirring of the mind. So when this manasikara or wise attention is not there at the moment of sense experience, your mind will stir. That's why without wisdom, without yoniso manasikara, you cannot cut a feeling. Upon contact, feeling arise, immediately it condition craving through your wrong view, through your ignorance, through your delusion that will condition you to stir your mind and react to sense experience. That's why you constantly develop the habitual tendency of liking something or disliking something. Means clinging on to sense experience as pleasant and unpleasant, or like and dislike. So both are duality that will stir your mind, cause you to react to what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you tactily feel or think. If you are doing it so often until it becomes habitual, then understand what is going on within you. These are mental hindrance, because all this duality that you arise, like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant sense experience or reaction to sense experience, they are the first two mental hindrance of sensual desire and ill will. That's why like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant sense experience, the root behind is greed and hatred. And this become the first two mental hindrance. So if throughout the day, at every moment of living, or at every moment of sense experience, you stir your mind and react to sense experience so habitually, what is going to happen to you? You will be constantly haunted by this mental hindrance of sensual desire and ill will, which means you cannot meditate. It will hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness. Unless this mental hindrance stops, you develop the right view to straighten your view, not to react. Because like the Buddha said, learn to see things as they are. The world is the world. Conditions like that, things will like that. And people are just the way they are, like what I have shared with you. Deluded people say deluded things. Selfish people do selfish things. Angry people, violent people, they do angry things and violent things. So all these are nature's conditions. They are just the way they are. Cannot be otherwise. Then why do you react to what they do, what they say, or what your thought tell you through memory? When you recall a phobia or an unhappy past event, and when it conditions you to have fear, worry, anxiety, why must this happen? Ask yourself. It is because you don't have the understanding to see things as they are, to accept the world as the world. Because like the Buddha said, whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. It cannot be otherwise. Where all the causes and conditions that manifest that movement is already set. That's why you want things your way, which is not nature's way, suffering will arise. It will condition you to have negativity. So this understanding to accept whatever arises as what is, as suchness, as the reality, as seeing things as they are is very important. That is the basis of right view, wisdom. When you can do that, you are at peace. When you are at peace means what? You no longer react and stir your mind. You're no longer creating the mental hindrance or sensual desire and ill will. Then your mind is at peace. There is clarity. Then you can inquire what happened. Then you can act. Following Noble Eightfold Path to resolve all life problems or issue in life amicably. And that's how the teaching is supposed to be understood and applied within life. And this one, hardly any cultivator really develop the understanding. Because what is popularly taught is all the knowledge, the Dhamma knowledge, which is not useful, not practical, cannot be applied to life. cannot become a living reality, cannot be developed as a cultivation. Whereas the wisdom that the Buddha taught through the first turning, second turning, and third turning of the Four Noble Truths, giving rise to the Yoniso Manasikara, or wisdom at the moment of sense experience, that one can really liberate the living being, can free. That is wisdom, that is not knowledge. That is born of the direct seeing, constant contemplation, reflection, and inquiry. Through constantly listening to the right Dhamma, the true teaching. Yeah. So all this, they are in the teaching. But living being, over the years, has lost their ability to comprehend those authentic, true teaching. And because of that, nowadays, you realize less and less of this type of beings that have the Dhamma understanding to teach and to share. And there is a natural consequence if the teaching has become so different from what it was originally taught. Well, what was originally taught was sati, leading to apamada, or heedfulness. Yeah. But the emphasis now is on method, technique, teacher, jhana, vipassana, and all these things. These are words. These are not the true teaching. The true teachings are very different. Okay, now we go back to the sharing. Then with that, I think I can move on. So this manasikara, which is wisdom at the moment of sense experience, is very important. When they arise, it will have the understanding not to react and stir. That's why I say, you must develop that first, second, and third turning wisdom. We are understanding the Four Noble Truths clearly. First turning of the Four Noble Truths is proclamation of truth by the Buddha, and nowadays you can listen to it, to whatever is being shared, even through the books, the internet, or whatever. Then after that, reflect on it, contemplate on it, inquire deep into it to stabilize the understanding, leading to the second turning wisdom, which is Chintamaya Panya. The first one we are listening is called Suttamaya Panya. Then third turning is when you put it into practice or cultivation, the meditative training. That wisdom that arises via the direct seeing, the penetrative insight into phenomena, to realize the three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. That one is bhavanamaya panya, third turning wisdom. And once you have this, they become what the Buddha called yoniso manasikara, or wisdom at the moment of sense experience. That every moment of life, when you encounter something in life, this manasikara, yoniso manasikara, wisdom at the moment of sense, they will spontaneously manifest to let you understand. Then your mind will not stir, it will not react. That's how it can help the living being not to be deluded, not to stir and react to what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you tactily feel and think. Okay, I read on. Then one will understand, will come to understand clearly how one's thought arises due to respond to memory. Because when you create thinking, avijja pajja sankhara, you go to the brain, the memory, because that is the only instrument that you have. You believe, if you want to know, you want to experience, you want to understand, you go to the memory, the thought, to develop the analysis, the reasoning. And through that you believe, you can understand. No, that is knowledge. That is thought-based. It will not lead to insight, which is wisdom. But that is not sati. That's why sati, mindfulness, and yoniso manasikara, you can come to understand clearly how thought arises due to respond to memory, where you just silence your mind with the inner awareness, stabilize it. Then you can see how from that true mind, the silent mind, thought arises. Then how from memory you perceive it. Then through your views, opinion, and conditioning, you input the content of memory, which is your egoic thought process. That's why the egoic mind manifests. So here, it is just the clarity of the direct seeing through your sati or mindfulness that enable you to develop the wisdom. So now I read again. Hopefully you can develop the clear understanding. Then one will come to understand clearly how thought arises during to respond to memory, and how one grabs and clings to all those memories, especially psychological memory, via our mental perception and thinking that condition our emotional negativity and fear, etc., leading to all the suffering and misery in life. And because of delusion, you take them as very real and give them meaning, hence arising your grasping and clinging. In actual fact, there is no one to see, no one to think, no one to feel, grasp and cling. All these are due to one's delusion or wrong view, sakayaditi, self-delusion, because one still cannot see that all these phenomena or mental states, they are conditioned arising. Okay, I read again. Because one still cannot see their condition arising nature, to insight into the three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. That's why without sati, without the stability of daily mindfulness, of the silent mind, you cannot see, you cannot insight, you cannot awaken. The human being, first aspect of our five aggregate of form and mind, is only a vehicle and a tool, karmically conditioned out by our karmic nature, for us to come to this existential world, to use and to live this segment of our life. And it's not a permanent unchanging entity that you can call the me and the I, where it's not you. When you see this clearly, you truly awaken. We have taken birth and died over for so many countless lives. So which one of these countless birth and death or numbers of segmented life is you? None. So do wake up to this truth with right view, with wisdom. Then we will understand the secret of life, and we will know how to truly live life without having to worry about life anymore. That's why I'm able to penetrate this five aggregate of form and mind. The first aspect and the second aspect can liberate you. Because the first aspect is very simple. We cannot deny, since we are born into this universe, existential world, we have a physical body. And there's a consciousness trapped inside. So the physical body is a physical rupa or form. Then the consciousness that is trapped inside, we have the four aggregates of Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, and Vijnana. So these four aggregates of mind plus the physical body become the five aggregate as a human being. We are also the five aggregate of form and mind. Then because this physical body have its senses and the consciousness trapped inside. So every moment when you are conscious, It can trigger off sense door consciousness, like the physics experiment. Upon contact, when the switch is turned on, then the light bulb lights up. So the analogy is very good. The lighting up of the light bulb is like you become conscious. Conscious of what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you tactile feel and think. And that's your basis of life, of existence. That's how you know the world. That's how you interact with the world, through your senses, through your consciousness. Without the senses, there is no consciousness. Without consciousness, you are like an inanimate, dead thing. There is no life. That's why being a conscious being with the consciousness trapped inside, we manifest like life and existence. But is that real? When you have sati, you can see it clearly. All these are dependent originating mind states, condition arising phenomena, no reality. We live in a conditioned world. Everything that manifests, they arise through causes and conditions. That's why in our last Thursday, when we go through the previous sharing, it is very clearly explained. You have to understand what constitutes a condition arising phenomena. That's why you can see that you awaken. That teaching is very simple and can be understood very clearly. Then when you develop the stability of sati, you really awaken to it, where you see it there and there clearly with the direct seeing. Then you realize every movement is like that. Every arising of thought is like that. Every arising of aggregate mental states, perception, they are like that. They arise and they pass away, they come and they go. But you didn't die. So if you didn't die, then how can they be you? How can feeling be you? How can perception be you? How can the emotion, the fear, worry, anxiety all be you? If they are not you, then why did they arise in you? Then who are you? What are you? It's because they all arise and pass away following nature's law. That's why the Buddha saw, realized, and he said, this is paticca samuppada, the law of dependent origination. Dependent on something, causes and conditions, then that phenomena arise. When phenomena continue to sustain itself, it continues to be like exist. But when causes and conditions cease to be, the whole phenomena cease to be. Where the causes and condition behind is no more. So how can a condition arising phenomena be you, be a permanent unchanging entity? It's definitely a delusion. Where everything is dependent originating, nothing behind. Not a permanent unchanging entity. Whereas the true mind, the silent mind is different. It's empty. It has nothing. That's why there is no condition arising phenomena within the true mind. But from that true mind, it creates the existential world. The condition arising phenomena, they all manifest from that pure nature. That's why that pure nature is not a being. It's not you. It's also anatta. But it is a nature, primordial. It existed prior to all the creation, prior to all the thought, the existential phenomena. So, without the silent mind, without sati, you cannot see this, and you cannot understand the teaching. But the moment you stabilize your sati and you silently observe and see the movement and insight into all this phenomena, then you understand. Then you can understand the teaching. And when you understand the teaching, you understand life. And you can live life. And you become so different. That's why this realization is very important. Okay, then we go on, 1.2. There's a very good question. The question asks, this wisdom or realization, does it happen during or out of meditation? Then I answer, I say, it can happen anytime as long as one is heedful or ever mindful and constantly meditative, which means one is constantly meditative and ever mindful. And be the steadfast one as explained by the Buddha via his Dhammapada verse 23. Never crave or desire or expect it to happen, whereas the craving, desire, and expectation are thoughts that will prevent one from awakening to the state of enlightenment, which is beyond thought, to see things as they are. So silence the mind completely and be patient to cultivate the four foundations of mindfulness as taught by the Buddha via sati or mindfulness, or the silent mind, before the knowing, before the perception or the arising of the aggregate. Then only can one awaken. When one is out of the formal meditation, and yet you are still heedful or mindful most of the time, then you can also awaken to the truth. That is, as long as you are heedful or awakened, or in the state of awakening, then this awakening or enlightenment can happen anytime. You can realize it via any of the first, second, or third turning wisdom, third turning of the Four Noble Truth wisdom, which is Suttamaya Panya or Chintamaya Panya, leading to Bhavana Maya Panya. But if you are heedless and you are lost in thought, you think a lot, then you are as if dead spiritually. There is no spiritual life, dead. Hence, there is no way for you to awaken, as confirmed by the Buddha via his Dhammapada verse 21. And 1.3. What is it that we must be aware of? This is a wrong question. So I answered anyway. That's why they phrase the question this way. When you say we must be constantly aware, what is it that we must be aware of? The questions sound very logical, but they never try to develop the understanding of what sati is or what awareness is. Sati is an awareness before the knowing. The moment you know, when you try to be aware of something, you are lost in thought. You are no longer aware. So that question is a wrong question. That's why I say awareness is before the knowing. So there is nothing for you to be aware of, technically. It's just an awareness before the labeling or perception. And the words. There is the mind in silent awareness to see things as they are, before the arising of the aggregate of mind, to interpret and give meaning to what you see or what you perceive. Just the mind and the phenomena in harmony and perfect synchrony before the knowing. Like the Buddha said, in the seeing, there is only the seeing consciousness, no one to see. So don't go and note anything or look for the phenomena, but instead just silence your mind and allow that phenomena to tell you their characteristics via the silent inner awareness, to awaken to the three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta of all phenomena. This is the reason why the Buddha's instruction on cultivating anapanasati, which is mindfulness of the in and out breath, are breathing in away and breathing out away. That's why just an awareness of the in and out breath. The breath and the mind move as one in perfect harmony and synchrony, without thought and at ease. And like what I share, the Buddha said, in the seeing there is only the seeing consciousness, no one to see, where it's just a pure consciousness or awareness before the knowing, that arises naturally upon contact of mind with the eye as an organ, like the physics experiment analogy of the light bulb, battery and the switch. So similarly, when you are aware, there is no one to be aware of anything, where it's just an awareness. That is the silent mind and phenomena as one, without thought, to perceive anything. That's why in the awareness-based meditation I told you all, don't try to know and don't try to do. That is precisely what the understanding is. Who try to know and who try to do the meditation? The thought. So when the thought try to know and do the meditation, it becomes active. It creates thinking. So how can you be aware? That's why you become heedless, lost in thought again. Then I read on. Equanimity means non-duality, seeing things as they are, with yoniso manasikara, means wise attention or wisdom at the moment of attention, or at the moment of sense experience, is the key to enlightenment, because only through wisdom or understanding can the mind be free. The nature's law that governs life and existence, especially the law of karma, is very complex. So without wisdom, it's very difficult to cope with life. Thinking can become a habitual tendency when we lack mindfulness and wisdom. And because of our rather conditioned views and opinion, we tend to develop a lot of negative thoughts via habitual tendency. As we understand, wrong thoughts are thoughts that condition our fear, our worry, our anxiety, our suffering, our sorrow, lamentation and misery, etc. As such, they should be abandoned via right effort and wisdom. We must apply the Kalama Sutra's advice, not only as advice given to us, but also by others, but also to our thought. Hence, whatever advice given to us, in order to know whether we should follow or not, the Buddha said to the Kalamas at that time, that they should reflect and contemplate as follow, to find out, if I follow their advice, will it cause suffering and misery to others and to me? If not, then we can give it a try, or try it out. Otherwise, abandon it. So it is applied to our own thought, then we will know how to abandon all the wrong thoughts and develop only the right, appropriate, wholesome thought via the four right effort as described in the Noble Eightfold Path. Without wisdom, thought is always egoic. With wisdom, we can see all this. That is, we can see the limitation of thoughts and how thought divide through words like race, religion, gender, nationality, views and opinions, relationship, etc. To bring about all the conflict, misunderstanding, argument, jealousy and envy, leading to all the enmity and wars. With wisdom we will see clearly there is only thoughts and the form and mind arguing. They are only the aggregates of mind and not you, like the analogy as given by the Buddha to the five aggregates. Feeling is like a bubble, because feeling and sensation always arise and pass away moment to moment, like the bubble, pop, gone, pop, gone. Then perception is like a mirage, only a mental image. From far, look very real, like in the desert. But when you go near, it's only a mirage. Then sankhara is like a banana tree stem. They are layer after layer after you peel them. At the center of core it is empty, which is similar to our thought process or thinking. They always arise and pass away, and very quickly they are dead and gone, hence empty. Means no amount of thinking can give you wisdom. No matter what happens, you think and think and think and think, the world is still the world. Condition like that, things will be like that. Nothing to do with you. So only thoughts. Then consciousness is like a great magician or an illusionist, creating all the illusion to delude you. That's why the phenomenal world of consciousness is an illusion. It's an illusionary world. Like what the Dhamma Sharing clearly mentioned. Everything within the conditioned world is conditioned arising phenomena. 一切有为法. And they are dreamlike, 如梦, 幻 illusionary, 泡影, like a bubble and a shadow. That's why it's not real. Then, 如露亦如电, like a morning dew and a lightning flash. The phenomena is sometimes not what you think, not so real. That's why sometimes within a moment you just flash and gone, like the present moment. Then like a morning dew, sometimes causes and conditions continue to sustain for a while, then it ceases to be. That's why he said, 应作如是观. You have to contemplate it such. That is the reality of the phenomenal world, not what you think. So hopefully with all this sharing, you can develop the understanding. So a living being should inquire deep into why the Buddha says Sabbe Sankhara Anicca, Sabbe Sankhara Dukkha, and Sabbe Dhamma Anatta, to understand its deep meaning. Sankhara is only mental activity or thought or mind states. So how come they have power over you to delude you and cause you so much suffering and misery? That's why you must contemplate. It's only a thought. How come it has such power to make living being so miserable? Go into so much sorrow, lamentation, leading to depressive mind state. It's only a thought. Who gives the thought such power? How come living being can become so traumatically afflicted? It's because of delusion, avijja. You yourself, through ignorance, created your own suffering without you realizing it. So it is because we are ignorant or delusion. You give it power to torment you without you knowing. With wisdom, you can see all this clearly, and you will come to understand that things are just the way they are, and that everything that we come to perceive through our mind are all conditions arising causal phenomena, and they are all manifestation of mind through mental images only. As real as can be, is only within the moment images arising and passing away. Hence not so real and not what we think. So don't grasp and don't cling and don't give it meaning via delusion. Otherwise, you can be tormented. Otherwise, they can torment you and make you miserable. So, reflect, contemplate, see it clearly, then awaken to it. Then the essential Dhamma as taught by the Buddha are Apamada or Dhammapada verse on heedfulness. Dhammapada verse 21, 22 and 23, which we have gone through. The Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path, the Five Mental Hindrances, the Five Spiritual Faculties, then the Three Evil Roots of Greed, Hatred and Delusion, then the Five Daily Contemplation, the right view with regards to the law of karma, Four Noble Truths, and the 12 links. So these are basically what the essential Dhamma of the Buddha are. These are taught very frequently, and they must be clearly understood That's why you have to reflect on it, contemplate until very clear, in order to progress along the path of Dhamma. The reason being, when I first came out to share the Buddha Dhamma during the year 2004, when Yun Chan actually invited me, I thought what living being needs are the Dhamma. But after I had started, I came to realize that very few could really understand the true Buddha Dhamma. Where at that time, their basic understanding of the essential Dhamma as taught by the Buddha was still lacking or not there. So when I contemplated on it and inquired on how can living beings develop the understanding of the true Buddha Dhamma, then this understanding comes to me. This is the reason why nowadays I reverse the teaching to focus on the essential Dhamma first, before teaching the true Dhamma to new people. That's why you look at the Lotus Sutta, is the same. The essential Dhamma teachings are the provisional teaching as taught by the Buddha to the Theravada tradition, the sainthood way. Whereas the true Dhamma, the supreme vehicle teaching, which is taught to the Bodhisattva, they are very different. And they can only be understood after people has gone through the initial training, unless their past is very, very different. If they have not inherited from the past, they need to go through the provisional training, the provisional teaching, which are the essential Dhamma. That's why I revert back. Then it took me quite long. I think I came out to share 2004. When I was at Sui An's place in the year 2008 to 2009, when I started the Subhan group, I was still using the essential Dhamma to teach. Not until the year 2014, 2015, when the Bodhisattva way came out, the Blue Book. Then only I started to shift the sharing. Then later on, I think after we shift the Thursday class to Pamasuri's place, then that essential Dhamma teaching slowly no more. Then from there I started teaching the supreme vehicle teaching, the four circle formation. That's how all this happened. Then the unique Dhamma code, all the book came out. Okay. Now I will read on. We are not able to be aware of the silence of nature because of the phenomenal world. It's just like your mind. When you live life in our existential world, especially during the daytime, a lot of vibration within nature, the traffic, and also all of your so-called electrical or mechanical machine, all those things, they create a lot of vibration. Your fan, your aircon, they create a lot of vibration. Even your washing machine, even when you boil something, cook something, whatever is powered by electricity or fuel, they create vibration. That's why we have noise pollution. We have all the various phenomena within nature. Sometimes rain, thunderstorm, the wind, the strong wind, the hurricane, the cyclone, the howling sound, everything. And all of the movement within nature. These are the things that distract us and condition us into what they call the mind that is lack of peace. That's why we cannot become aware of the deep silence within nature. When all this sound and vibration stop, do you realize you suddenly become aware of the sudden quietness? if you are using the laptop, the computer, you will come to realize that very easily. Because after the year 1980 something, the advent of computer, the laptop, I realize whenever I start, you call that one, the computer thing, the box, with all the IC, all the chips, everything, and also the whatever hard disk or whatever inside. There is a very strong vibration. The moment you start, then all the vibration inside there. But because you are using it, that's why you are able to concentrate and absorb into it. But the moment you shut off the laptop, even your the small fellow you call it, that you use like Sui use, you call it that one. Huh? Tablet. Oh, tablet. The moment you off it, you realize there is a complete silence. You realize the vibration no more. Then you can perceive that moment. So your thought is the same. When you meditate, it's the same. When you think a lot, it's like your mundane thinking, the sankhara, the mind states, the emotion. They are like the thing that distract you from becoming aware of your true mind, your silent mind, which is originally stillness, tranquility, without any activity or movement, that pure silence of nature. Your true mind is the same. Why can't you perceive it? It's like nature, without the clouds, without all the things that obscure the sun's ray from coming in. Then there is clarity, understand? So our mind is in fact the same. Without your emotion, your fear, your worry, your anxiety, your heedless thinking, without all this sankhara activity, your greed, hatred and delusion, insecurity, phobia, everything, psychological memory, if you don't hold on to this, the whole thing become like dispersed. It's like the cloud, everything dispersed. Then the sun's ray shine forth. So your true mind is the same. When you stop your thinking, stop all this sankhara activity and movement, then there is clarity. That's how you meditate, awareness-based meditation. Don't try to know, don't try to do anything. Relax, maintain awareness and let it happen. The heedless thinking will slow down. It will help you to develop the understanding that the conditioning of the heedless thinking is not to feed it with more thinking, thought energy. Means relax, maintain awareness. Then let it be. Don't try to know, don't try to do anything. Then all this, like Krishnamurti came to understand, the very flowering of this thought process, or what we call mental states, like anger, hatred, fear, everything, is the very ending of it. Where these are conditioned arising entity, they need energy to drive them, especially thought energy, born of sakkayaditthi or avijja. So when you silent, means you develop awareness without the evil roots. There is nothing to drive the thought. There is nothing to drive this, to condition the psychological memory or the emotion. Then that thing will slow down. And finally it will cease. And when it ceases, it's like all the clouds disappear, disperse. Then there is clarity. Then what happened is, like the sun's ray, our pure awareness nature, it was there all the time, primordial. And that one will shine forth. Then you suddenly realize that true mind, the silent mind, which is completely without thought, that tranquil stillness, the inner peace, inner clarity, and inner brightness, it will manifest. Then you realize, without thought, that is what your true nature is. Like swimming, you don't have to struggle to be afloat, where your natural state is buoyancy. You just let things be. The buoyancy force will push you up, and you will stay in the state of equanimity or equilibrium. So your true mind is the same. Without creating any more thinking or thought process, the silent mind will surface, where it was primordial. It was there all the time. So don't have to look for it. You only have to silence your mind. That's why relax, maintain awareness. It's not difficult. Have faith. Give it a try. It will happen. And when it happens, you will understand. And this is the most beautiful thing to happen to living being. Okay, we go back to the notes. We finish it off. Yeah. Okay, I read on. Huh? We are not able to be aware of the silence of nature because of the phenomenal world. Our mind is so clouded by thought and emotion, the vibration and activity of mind that thoughts create. This is the reason why most of us can only perceive the silence of nature only in the middle of the night, when everything is very quiet. We are the essence of mind. When all the traffic no more, when all the vibration disturbance no more, the car vibration, the traffic, the whatever activity due to human beings work, when everything ceases, then you can feel or experience the silence of nature. And the mind is the same, where that is our true essence, our essence of mind, the true mind, primordial mind. That is the first thing to arise from the nature. And that one was there all the time. That's why we call it the primordial. Then consciousness creates the world and the continent and the universe. This you will come to understand after that. The knower becomes a living being. We are ignorant and delusion. The knower grabs onto the form and mind, thinking that it's real. And what they are, hence become the travelers in space and time, wandering in samsara, following the law of karma. Certain Dhamma book talks about be with the knower. Actually, there is no knower or an atta at all. There is only awareness. Like the Buddha explained, in the seeing is only the seeing consciousness, and there is no one to see. For everything is dependent, originating, condition arising. And they always arise and pass away following nature's condition. Hence, just be aware and don't get involved. That's why the mind that has wisdom will not stir. That's why they say the true mind, zu ru putong. Thoughts are just thought. They are neither good or bad. Where it depends on the user of thought. And if the user of thoughts has wisdom, then thought becomes right thought, and they are so beautiful. Use thought appropriately. We are rising only right and wholesome thought. Right thoughts bring about harmony and wholesomeness, whereas wrong thoughts are thoughts that condition your fear, worry, anxiety, suffering, and misery. When we are born with this 5 aggregate of form and mind, we are our karmic process, our karma. We must understand that it's just a vehicle and a tool for us to come to this existential world, for us to use and to live life. The body is like a physical vehicle or tool that can take us around, and the mind is like our mental tool for us to use to live life and experience life in the here and the now. Together we call it a human being, which we think is a permanent, unchanging entity that we can grasp onto as the me and the I, hence the self-delusion. When we develop the pure awareness-based meditation, we connect to our true nature or our true mind, and awaken to the truth, to see the unreality of this form and mind. Then we can understand clearly what this form and mind is. Then there is no more sakkayaditthi or self-delusion. With this wisdom connected to our form and mind, the form and mind is then no longer deluded. Hence it is non-grasping, not grasping anymore, thereby freeing the mind from all suffering. It will have the enlightenment factor of equanimity within. Hence no more stirring of the mind to be afflicted again. It will be at peace with all things. It will know how to live life, and no more delusion to worry about life anymore, because you have clearly understood that this 5 area of form and mind, of this segmented life of yours as a human being, is not you. That's why Kuan Yin says it's empty. This is the ultimate understanding. Okay, we stop here. 4:30 already, almost. So remember, just relax, maintain awareness. Then allow the sati or awareness to stabilize. Don't try to know, don't try to do anything, just silent everything, relax. If you can stay at the heart, stay at the heart. Otherwise, just let the awareness develop the ability to detect whatever is going on within your form and mind. Then after that, whatever that is most prominent to you, stay with it, maintain awareness over it. If it's a vibration within your heart area, or is your heartbeat, stay with it, be aware of it. If you can naturally be aware, means your sati is developing, is the beginning, and that is very important. When you can have the means to detect your own breathing, your own heartbeat, or any vibration between your bodily tactile and whatever surface that you come into contact with, even if you are in a sitting posture, when your hands are placed over one another, there are a lot of vibration between the contacts. Then when you lie down, you can feel a lot of vibration within your bodily activity. So you just silent, relax, maintain awareness. Don't try to know, and let the thoughts slow down, slow down. Like you are resting, like you are resting but not sleeping. Initially, if it's new, you tend to go into the sleeping state. But no problem. You try to maintain awareness. The moment the body relaxes and want to go into the subconscious and unconscious sleeping state, you will experience a snoring sound. And initially, that snoring will happen. Never mind. The moment it happens, it makes you aware. Then you maintain awareness again. Then if again it happens, you snore, you maintain awareness until you have the ability to stabilize it. Then after a few of this cultivation or session, you will stabilize, and your ability to maintain awareness is there. Then learn to relax into every mind state that arises. Whenever the mind encounter any, I should call, state of mind states that is not relaxed, relax into it. Even restlessness or whatever, accept it. Don't try to push it away. Don't try to react to it. Don't try to label it as something bad or negative. No. Whatever arises, just let things be. Accept the reality for it is. The untrained mind It's such. Condition like that, things feel like that. So accept. Then just relax into it. Maintain the sati or mindfulness. Maintain awareness. Then you will become more and more quiet, more and more quiet, more and more quiet, and more peaceful, more and more tranquil. Then you can experience the slowing down of your thought process. Yeah. This is for new people. But for old people, the moment you settle down, relax, immediately you can detect your silent mind, your true mind. Or initially maybe there is still some thought activity going on. You just let it happen. Relax into it. Then maintain awareness. Whatever arises within your senses, just aware, finish. Aware, finish. Don't follow. Or aware, silent. Aware, silent. It can be tactile, or it can be thought, or it can be hearing, or smell, or whatever sensation that arises through your senses. Aware, finish. Yeah. Okay, I'll set the alarm 45 minutes so that you can develop your own stability or awareness. Yeah? Okay. You can slowly, mindfully come out of the meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. Okay, so now you open up for second session, which is meditation reporting, followed by whatever question you may have.
Brother and all Kayanamitas.
Yeah.
Brother, I want to ask, because lately my
No problem.
meditation,
Ah,
I felt my 10 fingers are tingling and my
oh,
palm always get
ah,
hot.
that's good. You just relax into it, lah. Relax into it.
And sometimes that heat will transfer from my hand to my chest and up to my head.
Oh,
So
okay.
that is I don't know what is that condition
Never
is.
mind, never mind. You relax into it. Can you relax into it?
Yes,
Relax
I
into it.
relax. It will
You
go
just
off.
relax into it, then find out what will happen to the tingling sensation and the heat. Because initially is the yin yang movement. The yin yang movement means whatever yin yang energy that's supposed to move will start to move on. So for your case, if there is heat, means you have this what they call the yang qi, the yang energy, which is more prominent. So that one will move. So when it moves, you just aware, relax into it. Then it should slowly like become more and more less. That movement become less. If you can relax into it, then it will become more refined. Then it can actually move on its own. So you mentioned from the fingering, it started the tingling sensation.
Yes.
Then it turned into heat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then how did it flow? It flow through your finger?
From finger to my hand, then to my chest, up to my head, and it's stored there for a while.
Oh, very good. Okay, never mind. You relax into it, then see how it build up. If it continue to build up, you continue to relax. Stay at the heart area. There is a tendency to go to the head.
Yes.
The head, is it at the brain there?
Not the whole head.
Oh, the whole head. Oh, the energy went up there. Oh, okay. You continue to relax into it. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
You relax into it, then stay at your heart area. Because this energy, sometimes it can build up one. Then initially it's like it need to do something. Sometimes it need to have a way to release it. So you just continue to relax into it, then you let me know what happened. It's a good sign, don't worry. Then how long does it last?
It will last for a while. Sometimes even after I exit meditation, I still feel my palm very hot. I have to touch marble or the
I
floor
know.
to
Cool,
release the
to
heat.
cool it down,
Yes,
to
yes.
cool it down, because this your yin yang thing inside your physical, your body. Then this so-called heat is a yang energy, yin yang, a yang energy. So the yang energy is more towards the heat type and masculine type. But you are a lady, so normally, no, it's okay. It's normally the opposite, because the other energy will manifest. Well, when you meditate, your bodily condition will manifest. So when your sati stabilizes, all this yin yang will stabilize. The yin and yang energy will also stabilize. Then you will have less and less of it. But initially, this manifestation is a sign that this is something you did in the past before. That's why it come back to you. But you don't worry. You just relax into it and maintain silence. Then stay at the heart. Because from the heart, it move up. Am I correct? From the heart, from your hand, it go to your heart.
To the chest up.
The chest, then it move up,
Yes.
So you don't worry, you stay at the heart. You stay at the heart, then if you can, you relax at the heart area there. Completely relax. Don't go to the head, go to the heart there. So when you stay there, you can be quiet enough. Something will happen. Something will happen. Then your whole of this energy will like melt into somewhere around your heart area. If that thing happen, I congratulate you. Means you through that energy movement, you located your gateway, and after that you will progress very fast. All your this young energy or what, it will melt inside. Then from the head all come down, the heat all will be gone. Then you feel very different, very soothing. You just relax into it, and let things be. Don't try to know, don't try to do anything. Just silent, completely relax. Feel yourself soothingly relax. Like your mind sweeping method. Stay there, feel. Any tension, any stress or any tightness, relax into it. Feel it soothingly relax. Then you can radiate metta from your heart also. You can wish your whole body and mind, may I, this body and mind of mine, be well and happy. Feel the well-being and happiness. Then radiate this energy out. Radiate it out. Then you can radiate to all beings within the vicinity of the place you meditate. Then after that you can radiate to all beings. Maybe the whole of beyond your vicinity. Then later on you can extend it to Selangor state, Malaysia, Southeast Asia, Asia, then the whole planet. Means Europe, US or what, you just read it. Then after that, silent everything. Don't try to do anything. If the energy is still there, you just silent everything. But you read it, already the energy become less, then it's a good sign. Then you continue to read it out. Because when you can read it out, is initially to help you regulate this yang energy, the bodily energy. You can use it to benefit yourself, living beings and others. When you read it with metta, the energy will be like radiated out or assimilated to help living beings, to help the environment. Then later on, as this intensity become less, then you can stay at the heart again. Stay at the heart. Then don't do anything, just relax, maintain awareness. Then this energy, when it becomes less intense, it will somehow allow you to like relax deeper. Then it will stabilize. Then if it can detect at the heart area, there is a point where the energy will actually flow into it and melt into it. You just silence your mind, but you must be without thought, completely without thought, relax, without thought, silent, just away, and see what happens. Then you let me know. Sadhu.
Thank you, Brother Dev. Thank you,
Very
Brother
good,
Dev.
very good. Sadhu. Any other question? Wai Fun?
No question already.
Oh,
Thank
no
you, Brother
question.
Dev.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, brother, and all Kamitas.
Yes.
Can hear or not? Because this the first time I'm using Zoom mic.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we can hear you very clearly.
Brother, not. Uh, Actually, I wanted to ask about this. Recently, we do this Emperor Liang repentance. The donation. This is the first time I contributing this type of things.
Sadhu.
I actually just want to ask. Actually, what is it?
Is the chanting, the recitation. There's Emperor Liang. If you go and Google, it has this story behind. This Emperor Liang, or they call the Lian Hua Bao Chan, means he has a repentant, they call it the chanting, or they call it, it's a ceremony that they conducted. And this is for world peace, for well-being of all people and others things. And it's a very grand and meritorious ceremony. So every year the Mahayana temple, they tend to have session to conduct this. Then Sambao Si did it very well, I think over a period of 3 days, non-stop chanting. And they have what they call condition for devotees to contribute towards this repentant chanting, the so-called what they call the chanting for world peace, blessing, well-being, and everything. It covers a lot of things. And because we have affinity with them and they know we are very sincere, and every year we manage to raise quite a bit of the fund to support them, then they started reminding us or letting us know about such things. Every of this occasion, Pamasuri will contact me and let me know that. I say no problem, go ahead. And we use our Kayamita fund to donate the bulk of it. Then the rest by devotee, like you can see from the list. I think this year a total of about 100 names there. There Asui managed to Google. I read to you. Go down.
I Googled. I didn't get any info.
Go down. No, this is up. I mean the word go down. Okay. Okay. Wait, Sui share screen, then you can understand. So I read this one first, Chan, then you ask your question.
Okay.
You see, there's a Buddhist legend about Emperor Wu of Liang, the kingdom is Liang. He is Emperor Liang Repentance. Emperor Wu, sorry, but he did the Emperor Liang Repentance. Yes? He is in the he is Emperor Wu of the Liang. Maybe it's a dynasty or what, I don't know. But they call it the Emperor Liang Repentance. Also known as the Jewel Repentance of Emperor Liang, is a Buddhist ritual originated from Emperor Wu of the Liang dynasty, or sometimes they call him Emperor Liang, to liberate his deceased wife, Queen Qi Hui, who was believed to be reborn as a python after death. Then the ritual involved prostration to Buddhas, all the Buddhas, and is considered a powerful practice for karmic liberation and release from suffering. So it's a repentant type of chanting which is very powerful and have a lot of efficacy because it involves a lot of respect, prostration, chanting, repentance, and all those things. So when you combine them with the Mahayana type of, they call it the Fa Hui, where everybody chant with mindfulness, awareness, sincerely doing the prostration or the merits, it can bring about world peace. Because when you liberate all these beings, most of these beings have the karmic negativity of the evil roots. That's why because of that they are born into such lower rank. Then when you liberate them, it's like what Master Shen Hua last time, my teacher, my refuge teacher, he also hold a lot of this. They call it the Bodhisattva precept transmission to take across all these beings. So when we did it, I remember we did it in Brickfield. Oh, it was very effective, very powerful. My nature can feel at that time. He conducted it, to a very big group, the whole of Brickfield Temple, full of people at that time. I go back to the notes. I need the notes. Sorry, I haven't read the notes. Okay, so here the purpose and content I have read. So effectiveness. It's believed that the ritual is effective in freeing the queen spirit from its suffering, with the emperor even reportedly seeing a beautiful heavenly beings who confirm her rebirth in the heaven. Then current practice, the Emperor Liang Repentance remain a popular practice in Chinese Buddhist temple and is always performed during festival like Qingming festival and the Chigui Ghost Festival. A complete English translation of the repentance ritual titled Repentant Ritual of Emperor Liang has been made by the Buddhist text translations. This is Shenhua Sangren's temple, City of 10,000 Buddha. They have the Buddhist text translation society. In essence, the Emperor Liang Repentance is a powerful Buddhist ritual rooted in the legend of redemption, emphasizing the importance of repentance, compassion, and the power of Buddhist teaching to liberate beings from suffering and rebirth in undesirable states. Means it can help to give them the condition to have better rebirth. This one is after you transfer merit, but they must be in that Petarang to receive them. If you are not in the Petarang, it's not easy. So the Petarang, if they are there, then if these people who do the thing are relative, then they can receive them, like the Buddha mentioned it in the Tirakuta Sutta. Okay, with this, can you ask your question? What is it that you want to know?
Just want to know about this repentance.
Oh, you
Because
just want to
before
know.
this, I haven't heard of this before.
But this is very wholesome. After you make contribution, your your merits are like you have better life one, no? Like your luck also better one, because this is really wholesome, something that is very wholesome, because you donate for this type of repentance ceremony, although your donation may not be much, but it contributes to a lot of wholesomeness. No? Well, when they do it with understanding, with mindfulness, with all the good vibration, with all the prostration and all those things, the effectiveness of that thing is very powerful. Well, it is something that has been done before. Then when they do it over the years, they improve on it actually. That's why sometimes they say they do all this for world peace. It has that efficacy and tendency, because when you liberate all these type of beings from the Petarimos here, then there are less and less of this evil spirit, or what they call deluded spirit that don't have the understanding, to roam the world, to roam the planet. So as you liberate more and more of this, more and more of this being yet to cultivate the Buddha Dhamma, and all this chanting, everything will have its efficacy, and they evolve through the understanding of cultivator who at that period of time that have that understanding. So this is how all this tradition and cultivation practice come about. That's why the Chinese, they have a lot of very good principles and tradition, but not all those that we call it non-Buddhist type of tradition. That one is different. That one involve doing prayer for people when they die and all those things. It is a different one, that one. But this one is based on Buddhist understanding and principles. So you do it, then it's very effective.
Now I understand. Okay.
What is it? Oh, now you understand. Okay, I thought you want to understand something else.
Because earlier I Google, I cannot find any information.
Oh, you cannot find. You must Google Emperor Liang repentant. Then it will come up.
Okay. I just Google Emperor Liang only.
Yeah, you Google Mandarin, you cannot find one, because unless you get the actual words.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Raja.
Yeah, sadhu. Yeah, Chan, you got any more?
Nobody else asking. I got another question.
Can you ask? No problem.
Brother, last 2 weeks ago, you gave my wife the book, Understanding the Meditation.
As taught by the Buddha.
It's one of the email you reply.
Yeah, all the email reply to all the Buddhist organization all over the world. Yeah.
This got one part I don't quite understand.
You can ask.
It says regarding the second turning, it is not really via thinking in the actual sense.
Yeah. It's not
Instead,
via.
it is mindful contemplation and mindful reflection.
Yes.
Because when we meditate, I thought we shouldn't have any thoughts or thinking, right?
Correct. When you are in a form of meditation, you don't do all this. This one is when you come out of the meditation.
Oh, come out from meditation.
Then you start to reflect and start to contemplate. You remember I explained? When are living being most creative?
When they, how is that?
In a quiet place, is that? In a tranquil setting, quiet, tranquil setting, like at a retreat or whatever. Then even the poets during the early days, like Su Tong Po, they will go to a quiet locality or a quiet place which is very conducive. Then they like the environment. Because during that time they are very creative. But for Su Tong Po, there is a tendency for him to during that time, he liked to drink wine, you see. Then that wine will make him tipsy. So then he perform better. Then his talent, his what they call inspiration, and also creativity will arise. Then he can come up with very beautiful poems. So a musician also sing, when you are in a tranquil setting that is very conducive for contemplation, reflection, then that mind which is creative in the sense that it's not like with a lot of thought process. No, not that one. That one is like heedlessly lost in thought or think a lot. But this one is, you are most of the time creative. Understand? Means you hardly think. And that creative mind, from what they throw up, like they come out with a inquiry. How can I arise a poem that can help living being to be happy, to have the wisdom and the joy also? Or how can I come up with a music that can be liked by most people? That is very creative. Then that nature inside, through that creativity, it will manifest. But you must have that type of past to support you. That's why you are talented in music, means you have the past. So when you are in a tranquil setting, this will arise. So our second turning is, if you like Dhamma, you like to contemplate, reflect, and develop the stability of understanding, then you do it in a quiet locality. It can be your house, very quiet, very peaceful, nobody disturb you, or in a quiet temple or suitable way place, like our Sanpao Si or what. Then you settle down. Most of the time you are doing your religious routine training. Then you are involved with all the chanting, everything. Then you have your own training of mindfulness, everything. Then when you go for a walk or a climb at the back of the kitchen up the hill I show you, then you contemplate nature. Then you reflect on the first, second, third or fourth noble truth that the Buddha has proclaimed. Then you inquire, why did the Buddha say birth is suffering? Just throw it up. Then the mind will, through its creative state, not actively thinking, understand? It will have the ability to reflect on that process of birth, where you have gone through life. Then as you reflect and recollect the birth process, then you will encounter certain things that explain to you, and this is what second turning contemplation wisdom is. Then suddenly you realize when you reflect, well, that reflection will actually trigger off a point, especially if you are somebody who has gone through, or your wife or whoever that you know, even doctors or what, who has gone through and understood the birth process, or who have read up enough of this, then you will suddenly encounter a stage within your contemplation that birth indeed is suffering, where it's not all smooth sailing. When there is complication, when there is risk involved, when there is problem within the birth process, then how the mother who go through actually develop the suffering and uncomfortableness, like their morning sickness. Then as the pregnancy comes to more and more maturity, their movement, their activity, all affected. Then the risk of falling, accident, sleeping, and all those things, they are related risks that will come with it. So that's why they have to be very careful. Then sometimes miscarriage because of our society, where nowadays ladies are working, career lady, so they have a lot of stress. And a lot of the younger generation who are subject to a lot of career stress and all those things, they find that very difficult to conceive. Yeah. There are many instances. Then they have to go and get doctor's advice, try a lot of things. Then they have to go for other means to help them to conceive and all those things. So these are the whole contemplative process that the cultivator can reflect on, and they will understand. Then especially when it comes to old age, sickness and death, and also injury and all those things related to disease, traumatic disease and all those things, they not only witness it in themselves as they go through life, but they also gain first-hand experience from interacting with more elderly people, like their parents or their neighbors or even their relatives, and those who are in the medical profession, like the nurses and all those things. You have career in the hospital, with the hospice and all those things. They will witness a lot of this. Then the old folks home also, they witness a lot of this. Then these are the realities of life and existence. That's why the Buddha said, you don't contemplate, you don't reflect, you don't see the suffering. Well, most people who go through this, they cannot take it. To them is, what is all this? When I'm young, I'm youthful, I don't have all these problems. When I don't get married, I don't have to give birth and all those things. So all these are life's reality. And the Buddha realized these are the reality that are common to all humanity, especially living beings, with particular emphasis on the human rhyme, the human beings. And we witness a lot of all this. That's why all those great beings finally, before they become Sammasambuddha, their last birth, they like to take birth in the human rhyme. Where in the human rhyme you can see the two extremes, the suffering and the reality of life and existence that living beings have to go through. Then the possibility of cultivation leading to enlightenment in the here and now. And you can gain the highest awakening leading to Sammasambuddhahood and all those things. So because of that, the human rhyme is considered as one of the very special and unique rhyme where cultivator like to take rebirth or take birth in this plane. Where this is a plane where you can witness and see a lot of things and gain a lot of wisdom. That's why even the Pure Land cultivator is written in the sutta. They have to come back to the Saha world to experience all this reality, to develop wisdom and understanding before continuing to cultivate at the Pure Land. So all this are the understanding that Sakyamuni Buddha has developed when he did the perfection. That's why when he came, he can recall all this and teach them as the Buddha Dhamma. So maybe your confusion was in the meditation you're not supposed to contemplate and do all those things. But this one is second turning, not for formal meditation. That's why I say in the formal meditation, try not to do anything. But sometimes you need skillful means to like transform your mind state. So I teach them some form of mind sweeping method, then loving kindness to radiate metta, then visualize themselves facing a mirror, radiating a radiant smile. So this is indirectly some form of verbalization. You start off with verbalization, but then it creates good mind state. because you're radiating metta. You're radiating a radiant smile. You visualize. So it's easier to actualize that smile. And when you smile, you feel good your facial muscle all relax naturally. Well, if you can smile, means you have joy in you, understand? You cannot smile, which most new meditator or cultivator, you look at them, wow, it's like their face, 苦瓜脸, they are not happy or no joy inside, Then they like very stressed, like try very hard, That one is not relaxed at all. But when you are relaxed, you really have joy. And you can see those who can radiate metta, can know how to relax and develop the good mind state. You can see there's a radiant joy inside them. And that radiant smile or joy, you can see them. And the most obvious one is this retreat is so Tammy's mother, Karen. Wow.
Yes.
Before that, you realize or not, he was 苦瓜脸 no, when she meditated. But after that, wow, she was so happy, so bubbly. Even Cindy also say. So all these people, you can see. When there is joy, she become like a totally different lady.
Yes.
That's why when you have Noble Eightfold Power, you will have good relationship because your wife will be happy, and when your wife happy, your life also very good and very happy. Otherwise, miserable. So all these are typical understanding. So hopefully with this explanation you can understand. So second turning is for you to reflect, contemplate when you are out of the formal meditation. When you are going for a relaxed walk. That's why I say you feel that you cannot really relax. Then either do mind sweeping method or go for a relaxed walk. When you walk naturally and relax, you feel very peaceful. Then when you come back, you do everything mindfully. You come back, you sit, very easy to sit. Or you do the formal meditation. You settle down very fast. But when you are mindful and aware of all your activity, you develop sati, mindfulness, and your mind has less and less thought. And that is the way to meditate, relax. Feel free, understand? Like, not under pressure. A lot of people don't understand. They go to retreat, they subject to themselves to a lot of stress, like, they try very hard, and their minds, they are miserable. They cannot really understand that why going to retreat have so much pain, so much uncomfortableness, so much stress, and like the head, everything tense up. And they find it cannot relax and all those things. A lot of healers thinking, because these are from your mental hindrance that you have created. That's why when the mental hindrance is there, you cannot relax on. And you don't have the spiritual faculty to reverse it. That's why most people find it difficult to meditate. Then what they do is they go after method technique to focus and concentrate so that the mind will not wander off, so that they are not lost in thought. And through this, they manage some form of calmness, some form of peace. Then sometimes they go one-pointedness, and the energy build up, and they feel very peaceful. They develop the jhana, all these things. So that is how they escape from that heedless thinking. But all these are, we call conditioned state born of concentration or energy field or absorption. It's not the free mind that is at peace based on understanding. It's the free mind that is in the state of sati based on understanding. Technically, you don't have to do anything. That's why I say don't try to know, don't try to do, just relax and maintain awareness. Or in the word of my last guide, he said relax, enjoy. Feel the relaxed state of relaxation, the peace within, the tranquility, the stillness, and just enjoy that mind state, which is sati. Then realize your true mind. In fact, meditation is just so simple, so easy. When you are without thought, the mind settles down very fast. And it can conserve a lot of life force energy to help you to recuperate. And it's like even half an hour, initially even 10-15 minutes, you know how to relax. You like become very peaceful, very energized, like you become very calm, very tranquil, like you have recuperated, you have rested long enough. That's what a lot of cultivator and meditator experience. Like your wife, this retreat, she also experienced that. That's why now she know how to relax with the mind swimming method. The energy will be lower. The energy, but she did it before in the past life. Otherwise, you cannot build up this type of thing. Then for you, it's different. You need the vibration. The vibration. So for her, it's different. Where he will set the condition for her past to come back to her. So different people, they may experience something similar, but it is from their past, which is very different. That's why she has her way, you have your way, but both of you have your past. Otherwise, you cannot experience all this. Then from here onward, not long, you all should progress. So continue with your religious routine, daily mindfulness. Then you will progress very fast. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, sadhu. Rejoice. Oh, exactly 6 o'clock. Very good. Okay, let us rejoice with a good sharing. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, we share merit, transfer merit, then we will end. Starting with the Devas. Akasata cha pumata deva naga mahindika punyang tang anumoditwa cirang rakantu loka sasana Ita wata jamehi sampadan punya sampadan sambe deva anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo Devo satukalena sasa sampati hetu cha fito bhavatu loko cha raja bhavatu dhammiko imena punyang kamena mame pala samagamo sattang samagamo hotu yawa nivana patiya sadhu sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you all can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. They may end. Sadhu.